All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to move way beyond the textbook. We're going to crack the code of how English is actually spoken every day so you can start having natural, confident conversations. So, let me ask you something. Does speaking English ever feel like you have to memorize a million different sentences for a million different situations? If you're not in your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. It's a super common feeling, and honestly, it's an impossible way to learn. And look, let's be real. You've put in the work. You've studied the vocabulary. You probably know hundreds, maybe thousands of words. But sometimes it just feels like something's missing when you actually try to speak, right? Well, here's the secret, the thing that changes everything. The key isn't about memorizing more individual words. It's about understanding the patterns, the simple, repeatable structures that native speakers use all the time without even thinking about it. So, where do we start? Well, we're going to kick things off with two of the most powerful tools in your entire conversational toolkit. Seriously, think of these as the Swiss Army knives of English verbs. Just take a look at this. It's kind of crazy how much these two little verbs can do. Over here with have, it's not just about possession, like I have a phone. It's for plans, I'm having lunch, for experiences, have a good time, and even for obligations, I have to go. Then you've got take, which is just as much of a workhorse. Transportation, actions like taking a shower, how much time something needs, even making a choice at a restaurant. Mastering these two is a total game changer. And here's a perfect example of have in action. When Emma says, I have had a busy week, she's doing something really cool. She's not just talking about the past, she's connecting that whole busy period from Monday right up to the present moment. It's one simple phrase that tells a complete story about her experience. And Jack absolutely nails a core meaning of take here. When we say an activity takes time, what we really mean is that it uses or requires that time, like it's a resource. Baking a cake takes 1 hour. The drive to the city takes 45 minutes. It's such a simple pattern for talking about what you need to get something done. Okay, so we've got our power verbs. Now let's build on that foundation. We're moving on to something I call conversational blueprints. These are simple, reusable formulas for really common situations, and we're going to start with how to talk about the future. So what exactly is a conversational blueprint? Think of it like a template. It's a ready-made sentence structure you can just grab and use, so you don't have to stress about inventing a perfect new sentence from scratch every single time you want to say something. Now, check out how easy this blueprint for plans is. It's just 3 steps. Step 1, you set the time. In July. Step 2, you state your plan. I'm going to Canada. And step 3, you just add a little extra detail to visit my family. Time frame, plan, detail. You can use this formula for any plan, big or small. It's that simple. Okay, so talking about the future, check. Now let's flip it around and look backwards. We've got another essential blueprint for sharing your past experiences, one that helps you tell a story without getting all tangled up in complex grammar. The whole point of the past tense blueprint is to give your memories some structure. So instead of just a jumble of ideas, it gives you a clear framework for telling a simple story about what happened, what you did, or how you felt about it. And the real power of this blueprint is in these simple sentence starters. You don't need some big, elaborate opening. You just pick one of these and go. Last year I started, or the biggest challenge was. Each one is like a little building block you can use to start telling your own story. And you can see exactly how these simple blocks build a really compelling story. Just look at Jack's year. In February, a project starts. By June, it's a success. Then, in October, a totally unrelated challenge with his car pops up. And by December, it comes full circle, with his manager praising him for that project. See? 4 simple sentences, but together, they tell this great story of a whole year. So let's put this all together. Let's recap the key tools you can take away from this explainer and start using immediately. So here it is, your conversational toolkit. You've got your 2 power verbs, have and take, to do the heavy lifting. You've got the planning blueprint for the future and the sharing blueprint for the past. And the secret that ties it all together is simple. Focus on mastering these powerful patterns instead of trying to memorize a million different sentences. And that's really the main thing I want you to remember. Fluency isn't about knowing everything that's impossible. It's about being efficient. It's about learning the right things, the tools and patterns that give you the most power in the most common everyday situations. And that brings us to the end. You have the tools now, the power verbs, the blueprints for your past and your future. So the only question left is, what's the very first conversation you're going to unlock?